Let's continue our SQL series, and now we have to solve one more question on SQL, which is customer who visited but did not make any transaction. Okay, so in this question there is given a visit table and a transaction table. So visit ID is basically a primary key of visit table, and transaction ID is the primary key for transaction table. Okay, you just have to write the solution to find the ID of user who visited without making any transaction. Okay, and without making any transaction, and you have to return the number of times the user visited. Okay, so you can return the table in any order, return the result in any order, not in a sorted. You can return it at any order. Okay, so here is given a visit id and in a transaction table, and in visit there is a visit id is also given, which is a primary key for this table. Okay, first you have to check that which customer is visited. So the visit id is 5, 1 and 2. Okay, so you just have to check the visit table. So the 5 is visited, means 54 has been visited, 23 has been visited customer id, and the 2 is also visited, which is 9. So the which one is not visited? 4, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, 4, 6, 7 and 8 is not visited, so you have to return the customer id which is not visited, and the how many times that they are not visited. So the customer id is 30, 96 and 54. 30 and 96 are not visited, so the 30 is visited for one time, so you have to write the count. 30 is 1 and 50, and for 96 it is visited only one time, so you have to return 1. And for 54, for 54 they are visited for 2 times, so you have to return the count the number of trans, which is 2. Okay, so I hope you understand. You just have to first you have to check the visit id that which customer has been visited. So from this visit id we have to check is in the visit table, which is 5, 1 and 2. So the 5, 1 and 2 is visited, so the 23, 54 and 9 customer id has been visited. So which one is not visited? 30, 54 and 96. So you just have to return the count, that how many times they are visited. So let's write the code here. First you have to check the output. You have to return the customer id and the count. Okay, so first you have to do select. We will write after the from statement, from visit table, from visit table we will rewrite as v, and you have to do the left join transaction t. Okay, and then you just have to do on t dot transaction id is null where t dot transaction id is null, and then you just have to do group by v dot customer id. Okay, and then you just have to do select v dot customer id, comma, then you just have to do count customer id as count number trans. Okay. Transaction ID. Okay, so let's run this code. Okay, test transaction transactions. Oh, we have to do the, here is a wrong. You have to do on v dot visit id equals to t dot visit id.